Now in this lecture, we're going to see how we can able to define the user needs. After we have defined this particular Meteo file orientation, we just click on the user needs over here. Here we have to give the detailed parameter about how the user, how many equipments or appliances the user is using for the standalone type of an project, and their numbering, their power, their daily uses, everything that will have to be enter over here. So basically, before we can just go through this particular parameter, here you can see the consumption definition over here. Yearly, if we are using these equipments with the same number and the same power wattage and their amount of the usage over here, then we can just enter this parameter like this. Or the season wise, if we are using any equipments, so that parameter also we can just enter over here. Like in the summer season, we are using the refrigeration and this particular air conditioning system for the more time, so that we can just enter here. In the autumn season, we are using the gas geysers and the other heater type of an system, so that we can just enter winter also. So likewise, the season wise we can just enter this parameter. Then month wise also we can enter. Let's say in January month the specific equipment we are using, February month the specific equipment that we are using. So likewise monthly basis also we can utilize this. In the weekends, actually, if we are not using any equipments in the weekend, like in the farmhouses, people are visiting for the seasonal only for the specific month. So in that cases, if I want to design the project, then monthly basis we have to design, or seasonal basis we have to design. How many times, or in the weekly basis, if the total 7 days if we are staying in the home, then we can just give this number as in 7. Or if the 6 days or 5 days if we are visiting to the particular farmhouse or any house, then we can just vary this timing also. So while we just design this project, we have to take into account this, how we are giving the overall consumption data into the software. According to that, the report will going to generate over here. So now for that purpose, I'll just click on these years. And now year wise, we're going to be just take the 7 days in the week for the home, and we're going to be give the daily consumptions over here. So the first parameter that we're going to be give is the LED. So here I'll just write the total quantity of the LED lights that we are using is the 5. And here you can just keep as it is, rather you can change also. So let's say if we are changing it LED lights that we are using, so we just give the naming. What is the power consumption of it per watt per lamp? So it is a 12 watt of LED light we are using. So we just give the 12 watt per lamp, and their daily usage. So how much time we are using? So let's say the 8 hours in a day we are using this particular lights. Thereafter we have a television in at our home. So we just write the one television. So here we change the parameter as an television. We just write it over here, and we just give them, rather we can just write the simple naming whatever it has been given, rather we just change the naming also. If we are having the computer, if we are having the mobile phones, so that also we can just enter this data. So let's say for reference we just give it like this, and television watt hours also we just enter over here. For the understanding purpose, we're going to be see this parameter into one Excel sheet. So I have written this particular Excel sheet over here. We're going to be just match whatever the data the PVSyst will going to generate with the Excel sheet and the normal formulas what we are using whenever we are doing the calculation in the manual parameters. So television we have, which is consuming the 100 wattage. So we just write it over 100. Total number of an timing, it is a 4 hours of an duration. So we just write it over here, the 4 hours of an duration per day basis. Okay. Thereafter we going to write here the total number of 5, that is a fans, we're going to be write it over here. So most of the times we are using the fans, so the in wattage consumption by the fan, what will going to be take as per the sheet, which is the 70 wattage, and the timing is 10 hours of an duration. Thereafter we're going to be utilize the washing machine. One, it is having the wattage of 550 wattage, and total 1 hour of an duration will going to be utilize that. So we write it here 1, and we'll just write it over the parameters like this. So here the refrigerator has been written over here. So we just keep this parameter here. We'll write first washing machine, then we'll come to refrigerator. As per the sheet we're going to be follow. Okay, the washing machine will going to be right. The wattage will be the 550 wattage, and the 1 hour of a duration that will going to be utilize this. Thereafter we're going to be raise the refrigerator. So we just write here fridge. Okay. So in this particular fridge that we have the kilowatt hour per day. So in one day basis, how much amount of kilowatt hour has been consumed by our fridge. So let's say as per the sheet, a normal fridge refrigerator is consuming the wattage of 150 watt for the 24 hours of an duration. So in terms of the watt hour, when we calculate, it is a 3600. So 3.6 kilowatt hour, we just write it on an average over here. So 3.6 kilowatt hour per day it is consuming. So we just write it over here. Thereafter, okay, on the 5 parameter that will going to be take, if you have or if you are designing other parameter, that also you can just enter over here. So we have written this. Thereafter we have to give the hourly distribution, how we are utilizing these equipments in the night or the evening or the morning, that also we'll have to give it over here. So we just click on this hourly distribution now. So this is a LED light. Total number of hours of an LED light what we are using, it is an 8 hours. So we can just give the timing of the using of this LED light. So let's say at the evening time, if we are using it from the 6 o'clock, we just give the timing over here. So this is a 1 day basis. 2 half has been written over here in the forenoon and the afternoon period. So like this, we just match these hours, number of hours like this. So we just write it over here as per the requirement. Let's say in some morning also, if we are using that. So let's say if I want to erase anything, if I am written something over here and total number of hours are now 8.5. So simply you will have to just right click on it. If I want to select it, click on the left click. If I want to deselect it, click on the right click. Okay, so like that we just match the yearly distribution of timing. We have written that. Thereafter television, we have a 4 hours of an duration. So let's say in the evening time, if you are watching the television, so we just write it over here. Total 4 hours will going to be match. Thereafter the fan also we are using for 10 hours of an duration. So let's say from the night time, if we are using the fan, so we just select this parameter here, 10 hours of a duration. You can see the graphical analysis also. Hourly basis, if we are selecting simultaneously, the graph also changing over here. It will going to help us to design the solar project as per the requirement. Also when we are designing the battery also, that time also it will going to be help us. Okay, so let's say these are the 10 hours of an duration for the night period. If we are using the fan that we have written, refrigerator is working 24/7. Then the washing machine period we have taken as an 1 hour of duration, let's say in the evening time that we have written. Once we have done it, we'll have to just click on this particular save button like this. So once we have clicking on the save button, so we can just see it over here like this. Okay has been written. So here it has been written adjust the hours. So if I want to deselect it, we just deselect it and we try to adjust the washing machine as per the requirement. Let's say in the morning time, if we are using at this period, so we just write it over here, 1 hour of an duration. Okay, we have written the 1 hour. Thereafter we'll have to click on the OK button. Now you can see everything has been written okay over here. So this green OK button has been written over here. So this parameter that we require. So after the calculation of the watt hour, so the total quantity multiplied by the watt will get the watt hour, multiplied by the hour will get just a watt hour of an duration. So overall when we see total daily consumption of an consumer, it is a 8554 watt hour per day, and monthly will be the 256.6 kilowatt hour per monthly basis over here. We just compare this parameter with our Excel sheet what we have written. This is the equipments, then we have a watt consumption, this is a quantity. To calculate the total watt, we'll have to multiply by quantity into watt. So we'll get the value in terms of an watt overall wattage over here. Then we have an hour, we multiply by the total wattage of an LED, then the hour of usage, we'll get the watt hour of an duration. And from that, if I want to just calculate all things, so we just write it over here, sum command, bracket, we select this everything parameter like this. So we just calculate this also. 8530 we are getting here, something almost it is similar actually, 8500. In terms of an kilowatt also 8.58. So this is the overall consumer requirement on the daily basis, and for that purpose we have to design the standalone system. So once we have written this particular parameter, we'll have to just click on the OK button, and now we can just save this particular parameter, and for that we're going to be see the designing of the further parameters.